Good fight fans. Welcome to UFC 266 previous show. We got a special guest today, Easy
I'm on.
podcast and Baby Hulk. But I don't know. Please, yeah, and then Baby and Mike Owens Media should be showing up and MMA Unhinged. It's a good show today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for coming.
Oh,
I
appreciate
appreciate
it,
you,
dude.
man. Thank you for having me on.
No worries. And can you hear me? Can Baby Hulk or what?
Yeah, it's a
You,
little
you might have.
fuzzy.
I seen there was two of them, so you might have like joined twice. You might have to
Okay,
rejoin. I don't know if you can hear us or not, or if you're able to
I
like
can hear
message
you,
them.
Easy. Can you talk again?
Oh,
See, like he's in the
Yep.
middle here. You can't hear me though, Hulk, or no?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, word then. Alrighty then. I guess
Bet.
we'll just get started. Those the guys show up. Those the guys show up, and we'll go top to bottom today, just for people viewing. If they because sometimes they don't want to see all the whole card. So we'll just go top to bottom, and then I know Baby Hulk, you got some training coming up too, so we'll tap into the main cards first and go from there.
All right, sounds good to me.
let's get it.
Obviously, you got the main event this weekend. Then the Ultimate Fighter just happened. I don't know if you guys watched it. It was a pretty good season. Did you guys watch the Ultimate Fighter at all? Actually.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
get to
liked
watch
it.
all of it. No. Can you hear Baby Hall? I can
Casual.
hear him.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you watch Ultimate Fighter? You said Baby Hulk.
Yeah. You know I gotta keep up with it.
What do you think of this season then?
I really liked it. I really like that Brian Battle, which he's from North Carolina. He won. Uh, who was in? I know who was in the finals, but I'm trying to remember.
Well,
From bantamweight.
Trey Songz was supposed to be in the finals with Brian Battle, but then he got hurt, and then
Mhm.
but the middle it was Brady and Ricky Turcios or whatever was in the finals for.
Yeah, Ricky. Ricky was really good. He was a character like all season, but I really liked him. And honestly, I thought I didn't think he was gonna win the finals, but it was a great showing.
Yeah. Likewise, I liked him and Brian's relationship on the show.
Yeah,
And Easy, you didn't get a chance to watch that much of. You said.
No, not this season. I hate them moving to ESPN Plus, man. Like, I mean, I have
yeah,
ESPN Plus, but like, I just wish I could turn on my TV and watch it.
Yeah. That's
Like
like
recorded.
in Canada right now. It's like we just have like TSN, so TSN covers like we got like we get all the ESPNs, I guess, just because I think they probably pity us in Canada. And then DAZN in Canada, DAZN actually has all covers all the NFL for us too. So that's all the NFL,
wow,
and all the
lucky.
Premier League. So it gives us all soccer, all boxing. So like Canelo fights, Anthony Joshua fights. Yeah, crazy. And then all football. It costs me like $140 a year, but I get literally every single football game. You know what I mean? And so that's already worth
Yeah.
it itself. And then like the
Yeah, definitely.
soccer and boxing just like top it off. You know what I mean? So. And like I said, they just pity us in Canada. I only got 2 months left here, though, so I got 2 months of Canada. We'll jump right into the show then. Here, then the main event. Then Easy. We'll start off with you. I don't know, like we got Ortega and Volkanovski, two guys that they obviously have some bad blood right now too, as you've seen. I don't know. You didn't watch the show, you said, but they got bad blood, and they have a great stylistic matchup. What do you think about that one?
Look, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Brian Ortega, I guess, first. To see, I guess, where his skill set really is. Because I know the last time he fought Max Holloway, it was extremely one sided. Um, I think Volkanovski is a great like cerebral fighter, and so maybe he can try to figure out Ortega. But like Ortega's ground game is vicious, so if he's able to get him there, I think Ortega can actually. I think Ortega could win this one, man. I know I'm just rambling on right now, but I really think Ortega can win it. But I'm also like biased as hell because like Max the champ in my eyes still. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather see that one, but I'm excited for it, man. I wish I did watch Ultimate Fighter. Maybe I would have been more pumped for this one, but I think early on, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm picking Ortega. What about you guys?
Yeah. What about you, Baby Hulk?
So first, I'm gonna preface this by saying this. I think Volkanovski is probably the second best featherweight of all time. He's definitely top in my pound for pound. Volkanovski all day. I know he gets kind of a rep for not finishing his last three, but his last three were or Holloway twice and Aldo, and before that he finished Chad Mendez. He fights different every fight. I think he's just gonna be too much for Ortega. I know Ortega has really good jiu-jitsu, but Volkanovski's really good on the feet. I feel like he can out wrestle him. He's stronger, and I don't know if you guys seen that weigh in, but Ortega was looking a little rough at that weigh in. I don't know. if it was a tough weight cut for him or whatever. But I think Volkanovski's gonna run through him tonight. Saturday.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm a big Max fanboy, so I've always been biased against Volk. But like what Volk's did against Max, like he did win the first fight in my mind, and then even the second fight, even if you say he didn't, like Max didn't finish him or nothing like that. So like he didn't go in there and take that belt back from him. And then like you said, the fight before that, he beat Aldo, and then before that he beat Chad Mendes. So it's like people don't give credit that he deserves. And I do think it's a tough matchup. People underestimate Volkanovski's wrestling too. Volkanovski's been able to get down Max. He's been able to get down Aldo. Like he was able to defend takedowns against Mendes and like control that fight. So I think people just kind of underestimate how good Volkanovski really is. And Ortega has made a bunch of adjustments, and I love to see what he did in that zombie fight. And he looked so much better on the feet. But I think Volkanovski's got levels to this game right now in that featherweight division. And the only person in my mind that has a chance right now is Max. And other than that, I say Volkanovski by a clear-cut decision.
I bet we're right on track with that one.
And then into the co-main event, we got in my mind one of my favorite fighter to watch. Honestly, like I'm a big Izzy fan too, but like Bullet's just a killer. Like when you got that killer mentality like she does, and just that finish rate, and just she's just so technically sound everywhere she goes. And even that last fight, I think against Jessica Andrade, everyone kind of wanted to point to like, oh, Andrade should be stronger than her. Maybe Andrade has a chance. Andrade just fought at 135 before 125, whatever. She's been a champion, and I think she just kind of made a point that fight just to like wrestle her and like throw her around and just like dominated her physically. And this fight for me personally, it's just like Lauren Murphy's a grinder. She makes fights dirty. She makes fights like she like brings fights to her style usually. I just think Bullet is so far ahead of everyone else in the 125-pounder division that it's another clear-cut decision, or she gets a finish in like the third round. What's your take on that co-main event?
So I think a lot of people underestimate Lauren Murphy. Like you said, she is a grinder. She's so tough. I really liked her last couple of fights, especially she's been the underdog, so she's used to being in that role. I just feel like, she doesn't get the love she deserves. That being said, exactly what you said. Shevchenko's way too much, so fast. Striking is phenomenal. Grappling is phenomenal. She's beat Joanna. She's beat Jessica Andrade. Like, nobody's beating her at that weight class. I don't think ever. So definitely her.
And Eazy, are you back or what?
Oh, yeah, right. What happened?
Sorry, Doc.
Hey, welcome back.
And so, yeah. So what's your take on the co-main event, Eazy?
I like Lauren Murphy a lot.
You like enough to
like
take
I
her,
wish she'd marry me. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, she's like a grinder. Like I respect her a lot. She deserves this title shot like longer than anyone else in the women's divisions, at least when one comes to mind. If anyone can beat Shevchenko, I probably would pick Lauren Murphy. Can anyone beat Shevchenko? Probably no. Like I think ultimately, like we got to see the tree-peat between Valentina and Nunes. That's the only fight I care to see out of both fighters, to be honest with you.
Straight up. Like for me, same thing. Like I'm a big fan of both of them. And I thought Shevchenko like arguably won that last fight. It was a close fight. And the only difference was just like Nunes had a little more control because she was just bigger. You know what I mean? If I was looking at the more tactical fighter in that Nunes Shevchenko fight, it's definitely Shevchenko. It's like definitely Shevchenko every time. She's just smaller than Nunes. But like you said, that's the fight to make. And like I said, I would give Lauren Murphy a chance, but Shevchenko all day for me.
Yeah, fortunately.
And then I think it's like this next fight's the fight that everyone's coming to watch. It's like this next fight's like what is the main event in a sense. Diaz has such a big wagon of fans, and justifiably so. Like the body of work he's done in his career is exceptional. Everything he did in the Elite XC, Strike Force, Gogo Plating Gomi and Pride. That was one of the sickest moments for me when he Gogo Plated Gomi. We'll start off with you on Eazy on this one. Then we got Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler, two legends of sport.
Man, this is I was so young when this first fight happened. It's crazy. Like Robbie Lawler had hair and now I don't. Like that's how long it's been. I don't know what to expect with this one. I think Robbie Lawler can still perform at a high level. We obviously haven't seen Nick Diaz, so like there's definitely a question mark there. And you're looking at like this. Look, he'll probably beat the shit out of me. I mean, not probably. He for sure would. Nick Diaz would, but like he doesn't look the greatest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I'm watching him, warm up in little like UFC trailer videos, I'm like, yo, like my man looks like he came off the streets for this one. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't even a camp involved. It's wild. And like I don't know, man. And you heard the interview he had with Brett Okamoto?
Yeah, but like with the one the Usman fight and stuff like that, and like not really being like focused kind of in a sense, or
Yeah, Nick Diaz is talking about just like he's like doesn't almost like he just didn't care to be there. He's literally just there for the money. He's like sponsorships only care about me like when I'm fighting,
and he kind of said something like he didn't like really like how they kind of like made him forced him back in a sense. He said he kind of felt forced back and
Yeah.
along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But I think Diaz is always they're all about the mind games too. They're just as smart inside the cage as they are outside the cage. And that's why they talk shit to you inside the cage because they don't give a fuck. And I think that's just it. Like he's playing it off. In my mind, like Nick Diaz ain't gonna come out to just get his ass murked, and he admits it every fight. He always thinks he's gonna lose. He said he thought he's gonna lose in a Lawler fight. He said he always goes into fights with the mindset he's gonna lose. It's not like he doesn't have that actual fighter mindset. He's just from the streets, and so it's his instinct, So instinct is to smash. But he said he doesn't actually like to fight, So
Yeah.
What's your take on that fight then, Baby Hulk?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Honestly, it's all matters. I've been doing it for a year and a half already. I'm here to other
Maybe I'll get it. I heard him a little bit.
Yeah. He might be still busy. But anyways, it's like I was saying though, I just think like for myself, Nick Diaz, they're gonna show up and not be able to perform. He's never really been a true shadow boxer type guy. So like I saw the pictures yesterday, I saw the shadow boxing. Maybe I'm just such a fanboy too, that I'm like, Diaz. Like Diaz is the better boxer by far the better boxer. Generally has a better cardio. So like the only thing that's the worry people are like, oh, like does he have the cardio because he has been training? But I don't know. He's done like 5 marathons in the last like 5 years, So
The other part that weirds me out too is like you saw the photos of him like before the fight. He was like looking shredded, like he had the 6-pack and everything like that. It's like,
yeah.
Yo, did we get catfish? Like what? Like what's happening?
Well, I heard he had some kind of injury or something, so he wasn't doing like biking and shit. At the end of his camp, the last 3 weeks of his camp, he wasn't doing like biking and something else like that. That's like his main source of cardio.
Okay, I was about to say like, yeah, we got catfish, man. Yeah.
Are you back, Baby Hulk, or what?
Looks like he's,
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Exactly.
Oh, he muted himself anyways. But yeah. So like I was trying to say, like for myself, then I just think Diaz he's coming back for a reason. Like he obviously wants some money and stuff, but he wants that Usman fight, so he's got to show up this fight to get that Usman fight. And realistically, the fight's at 185 too. If he shows up, he can call out Izzy or Usman, whoever he wants in a sense. Like I'd rather watch the Izzy fight to be honest. Like I think he has more of a chance against Izzy just the fact that Usman is such a dominant wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then Nick Diaz has had problems with wrestlers before, so like,
yeah. I don't think he's ready for either, man. To be honest, I mean, I don't know. I could be totally wrong because I'm just looking at like photos and a video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. You think he's gonna hop in and it'll be like that right away? I mean, it definitely will if he wins.
I just think like they're always training, you know what I mean? They're always training, and like look how many times Nate's took time off like that. And Nate's not the brother, like everyone loves Nate. Nate's good, but Nate was never the one. You know what I mean? Nate is a fan favorite journeyman, to be honest. So, you know what I mean? And I hate to call Nate that, but like a fan favorite.
Kobe. I'm just kidding.
Yo, my bad. Dude. I could not hear, bro. Like that's my fault.
So yeah, like. Nate was like a fan favorite journeyman in my man, you know what I mean? And like Nick is the fucking brother, you know what I mean? Nick's career and everything he's done in his career is exceptional in my mind, And I think like we always give Nate the benefit of the doubt to come back from 2 years off, 3 years off. I'm gonna give Nick the benefit of the doubt to come back from 6 years off, just because Nick is that good and everything he's done in his career is that good. And you're back in it now, Baby Hulk. What's your take on that Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler legend fight?
Dude, honestly, I I really want to be like more excited about this than I am. Like when it first got announced, I was super hyped. I definitely want to see what was gonna go on. But now seeing that it gets changed from 185 to 170, I'm pretty sure everybody knows I wasn't on Robbie Lawler's side. So that makes me
True, true.
think training didn't go good or anything. Like you said, he's looking a little, slower with his punches. I don't know. Like you said, it might be mind games, but I don't know anybody that takes off that much time and is better. So, and Robbie looked really, not really good, but he had a pretty good first round against Ben. Uh, he's been fighting more steady. So I'm going with Robbie.
And like I said, I think I'm just such a Diaz fanboy, and now it's hard for me to.
Slap out of it, man. Slap out of it.
And I think I just want to see
Stop
Diaz
and
at that.
slap out of it.
I want to see that Diaz at that top level too, because there's so many big fights for him if he does perform. Where for me, like Robbie Lawler is at that end of his career, and he's on that downward track, and he's
That's
not
a
going to
good
get he's not going to get those big fights, And if Diaz shows out here, he's going to get some big fucking fights coming up. He'll probably get a title shot, no joke.
I'd be so mad.
He probably would.
I would be so mad.
Yeah.
So obviously next card, a great heavyweight matchup.
That fight is like Dana White impersonating Triller. Like just
It's the only fight that makes sense. We got to fit it together.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. This next fight could literally headline any kind of fight night. Like Curtis Blades, Jazeera Rosenstruck could headline any kind of card. Heavyweight matchup with some big information. They're both coming off losses. We'll start with you, so Baby Hawk. What you got in this one?
This is a really interesting fight for me because I really like Curtis Blades a lot. I feel like he's getting better on his feet. Wrestling's top notch, ground and pounds phenomenal. It's just it seems when he kind of runs into these power hitters, he's getting caught, and in the heavyweight division only takes one. So I really want Curtis to win this. I feel like he has the skills to win, put the pressure on Rosenstrike, out wrestle him, but it only takes one, and he is coming off getting like knocked out by Derek Lewis. So Curtis Blades reluctantly though.
Yeah. What about you, Eazy?
I feel so bad for Curtis Blades, man, because he looked so good in the beginning of that fight, man, and then he just has like the worst luck, man. Because Ngannou too, he was just fighting these like power hitting motherfuckers, man. And Rosenstruck isn't far off, man, from that. Like he's a beast. But Curtis got that wrestling, and I think from having that experience of the last fight against Lewis, where like he was dominating him, but keeping it standing, kept Lewis in the fight. I think he may have learned from that as like, fuck that, no more of this. Like, you gotta stay on the ground, my man. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then for me, I think I'm a big Curtis fan too, and I think his wrestling will definitely be implemented. And he's when you look at who he's lost to, he's only lost to Ngannou and Derek Lewis, and those are arguably the two heaviest hitters ever in the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? Like he's like held his own against Overeem and guys like that, and in my mind, Overeem dominated Rosenstruck in that one fight. So it's like not MMA math doesn't work. But as Blades has shown me at least that he's been able to take the kind of power that Rosenstruck possesses. Like Rosenstruck, if you look at his kickboxing career and everything he's done in the UFC, like he can finish, but he kind of just chops you away. He's that counter fighter. If he does finish you, it's just with that big bang type deal on that counter strike, And I think Curtis Blades is probably the more patient striker. Like he just kind of got caught in that walking into that uppercut, and that's just because his wrestling instinct. I don't think Rosenstruck produces that like that one punch blow like that. Like Derek Lewis. Like no one has that power like Derek Lewis. And like you said, I felt bad for Blades that fight too because like Blades is a nice guy, and he looked good before that too. But Derek Lewis slaps.
Yeah. Right.
Facts. Yeah, I was seeing about that knockout you're talking about. It was nasty.
But I mean, not to count out like Rosenstruck. He just won. I forgot who was his last fight against.
He lost to Gane, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, I think he beat. No, then he just beat Sagai. I'm pretty sure he knocked out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a fight after that.
Oh, did he? Let's look right here.
Yeah, but he won that one by knockout. So. I mean, like, he still got, like, really good.
Yeah, he just beat Augusto Sakai. Yeah.
Yep, he knocked him out. I'm like, and he is a slow starter, so if he can kind of lull Curtis to sleep, he has the knockout power. So
And Augustus Sakai is not small either. He's a big boy.
Yeah, nah, he's a big boy.
And this whole card's just stacked top to bottom, you know. Like even the first fight here, you got Cynthia Calvillo and Jessica Andrade. Andrade coming off that title fight loss. Cynthia Calvillo, I'm pretty sure she came off a couple wins now too, since she's had oh no, she just lost to Caitlin Chukagian in her last fight. So both coming off some losses. Then we'll start with you on this one, Eazy. What's your take on this 125 matchup? 115 actually. Sorry. Oh no, are they?
She went back down.
What's Cynthia Calvillo at? Is Calvillo back up 125? So they're both 125 now. Never mind.
Yeah. How about that?
You got to go Andrade, I think, in this one again. Like, and Andrade may be another one of those people who are victims of like their division, the champion of the division. Like, so, like she beat Rose, yeah, but like Rose has beaten that ass before that knockout. You know what I'm saying, like, but Andrade is a beast. I like Calvillo. Like she's got because she's a jiu-jitsu girl, right? That's the one. She's the one I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
you got good grappling.
Yeah, you wouldn't put me on.
Came up through Team Alpha Male, so she was like that wrestling background with.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but Andrade she's a phenomenal boxer. You know what I'm saying? So like I without question Andrade, honestly, because she's straight on the ground too. Obviously, she's brutally strong as well. So I'm gonna go with Andrade in this one.
What about you, Baby Hulk?
So if you didn't know, I'm a huge Andrade fan. I call myself the male version of Andrade because no, but like she's a badass. She's definitely one of my favorites. I loved her performance against Chukagian, like knocked her, went really hard to the body. I think she's just too strong, too aggressive. I really like Calvillo, but the experience, the power, the ferocity, she just comes forward throwing like bombs and slams. So I think she'll be too much for her.
Yeah. I said think the same thing. Like both of them, like Calvillo was like a pretty big 115 fighter too. And Andrade is just so strong, you know, like she's fought literally like the who's who. Like when I interviewed Raquel Pennington the other day, I didn't even realize that Jessica Andrade fought Raquel Pennington twice. You know what I mean? Like so.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I forgot that Andrade fought at 135 before she went to 115, and then back up to 125. You know, so that's how much of a savage she is. That's how strong she is. She's fought like the best of the best. You know, so. I feel like she's gonna be way too strong for Calvillo. And like I said, MMA math doesn't work, but just watching how they both performed against Caitlin Chukagian, Andrade just looked way stronger, you know. And Calvillo looked like she was like didn't deserve to be there in a sense where like I think Jessica Andrade just dominated the fight like top to bottom. So I think Andrade probably finishes there.
Oh, nice. Hey, I really appreciate being on here, guys. Thanks for taking the time out. I really appreciate it. I gotta head to practice.
Yeah, sounds good, dog.
What are you practicing for? You got a fight coming up or something?
Man, you never know, man. You got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
All right, well.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for tapping into the main card there, dog. And yeah, good luck in your training. What's good, Eazy?
Well, man.
You want to finish this prelim card here or what?
Yeah, we go in it. I'm at work right now. Sorry if you hear like people talking and stuff like that.
All good.
You're fine. No,
main event then.
No, you're not. Slow. You guys want to see me beat that guy up? Just go to Wilbur Sports on YouTube and type in Mikey TikTok.
Are you in someone's live?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing UFC predictions. This is Mikey TikTok.
How's it going, boys?
What's good?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
So
main event, obviously, of the prelim stack card again, top to bottom, like we said. Got Merab Dvalishvili and Marlon Moraes. Tough fight, you know, like it's a good matchup. What's your take on this one?
Say it again one more time. I apologize, man.
Oh, Merab and Marlon Moraes.
Oh man, this could headline a fight night, like you said. Like this is actually a really good fight. Like I know, like Merab's like on the come up, and people may think like lowly of him, but he wears the same hat as Habib. So that should just tell you something right there. Like this man's a beast. Like he's come up and he's. This is another tough division. I think bantamweight, honestly, maybe the toughest division in the UFC.
I think
my question.
Bantamweight and lightweight, those are my two like deepest divisions by far. Just because like when I look at like bantamweight, you look at the rankings and stuff like that. You look at guys like Jack Shore is like 30th in the world and things like that, and Tapology, you know, and that's how deep that division is. You know, it's like Okay.
Exactly.
Like good 4-0 prospects in the UFC aren't even happening in the top 15 yet, you know? That's how deep it is. And then you got guys like Ricky Simon that are just outside of it there. Like even O'Malley and them are outside the top 15. Like,
Exactly. It's insane. Literally from top to bottom.
yeah, for myself in that fight, I just think Merab's like he's just like Marlon usually is able to impose his will in a fight if he wins or whatever like that, and Merab's just proved to be the most savage cardio machine in the UFC. If like in the bantamweight division for sure, if not the UFC, you know, Merab just pushes that pace, and I think that like Marlon might be able to pick his spots for 2 minutes or so, but money tells me that Merab's going to be able to get that takedown, and once he gets that takedown, he just got like inhumane cardio. So I just think Merab's able to grind him out and get that decision easy. You still there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. It was like glitching for a second, though, kind of.
No, it's a toss up, bro. I really couldn't pick a winner for this one. Like, I, part of me wants to lean towards Marlon Moraes because he's been like almost like he's starving for it, but he definitely needs it more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not discounting like Merab at all. Like, I really think he could win this fight. But the other thing, I'm gonna put my money on Moraes. Actually, I'm literally gonna bet and put my money on Moraes just because like on top of like his skill set, he has that explosive KO power. You know, both
Mhm.
his legs and his feet.
Yeah. He just for me, it just like he hasn't shown up in the last couple of years. You know, it's like once Cejudo just put that pressure on him, it kind of broke him,
Took his soul.
And then from there, like Sandhagen was a tough stylistic match because Sandhagen's so tall and so just such like a long range bantamweight for him. So Sandhagen was a tough matchup. But then Rob Font's like a shorter bantamweight, and he was still able to piece him up on the feet. And then Moraes was like jumping in for takedowns, you know. So I was like, damn, like this guy's like he just doesn't have that same
Yeah.
killer mentality, you know. Like if you looked at him like 3 years ago when he went through like Aljo, Sun Xiao, and whoever else he like knocked out in those 4 fights or whatever, then I was like, whoa, Marlon, like he came over from WSOF, like that's killer, you know. And then kind of Cejudo kind of just showed how to
Yeah.
beat him, you know. It's like if you're able to like bite down on that mouth guard and push forward against him, which I think Merab will be able to do because, like you said, anyone who wears a hat like Khabib, they're probably a little squirrely, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be good
He's
at
a
wrestling
beast,
here.
man.
They're gonna be good at wrestling. You know, you don't know what they've wrestled in their career, you know, so.
Yeah, and you know, 1,000%, man. And on top of the wrestling, like he trains jujitsu with John Danaher and the Death Squad up there in New York. You know, along with Aljamain Sterling and all those guys. Like,
Yeah. This next fight, I got an unpopular prediction on this fight. It's Nasrat Haqparast and Dan Hooker. For me, this whole week was just kind of crazy for Dan Hooker in my mind. You know, like Dan Hooker leaving New Zealand at Thursday at whatever time, and then 24 hours of traveling, arriving last night at like 11 p.m., waiting this morning, made weight, and then fights tomorrow. You know, it's all that travel, and then for me, he's not the most athletic guy. You know, it's like he's got by being a long, rangy lightweight and then welterweight now, and he's been able to utilize that. And then you look at when he goes up against guys who are athletic, like Dustin Poirier's athletic. That was a war that took a lot out of him. Michael Chandler's very athletic. He dominated him just by being more powerful and more athletic. And I think Nasrat just like he's been really like for me disappointing sometimes because like I felt he's had so much potential, and then in the last kind of couple years he just kind of like plateaued. That Drew Dober fight, he got knocked out quick, and then he kind of bounced back after that. But I do think he possesses the things to beat Hooker, and especially off like this week, like I said, like that takes a toll, man. I've traveled a lot in my life, and to travel literally Thursday from New Zealand and then to fight Saturday, that's insane to my mind. You know, and Hooker's already gone on record saying that he's gonna leave New Zealand now. He's not gonna live over there no more just because of how strict the laws are now. Because it's changing his whole life up with his family, his kids, and his career. So, but yeah, for me personally, I think this fight, I think Nasrat gets that upset in the first round.
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Everything about the travel too, because like, I mean, the most extensive travel I've ever done was to Hawaii. But I remember like it took me a while to like adjust. Like even like getting onto the like the off the plane and on the ground, it felt like the earth was shaking, which is like weird. Maybe that's because I was on an island though.
Yeah,
No, but seriously, that travel does take a toll.
yeah, and New Zealand's far, man. Like I've traveled, and New Zealand's further than I've ever traveled. You know, I've traveled to China and things like that, and traveled to Southeast Asia. But that's even like another 4 hours of like traveling to get over to like
Little
Australia.
flex. I see you.
And, but yeah, so for me, like I love Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's the beauty, and I just think it's a tough matchup coming off what he's doing this week, and the travel will show. This next heavyweight matchup.
Absolutely, man.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I might have to get going here just because I'm at work. I want the boss man to come catch a boy at the clean hook right here on live.
All good, all good.
But
He's not doing anything.
hey, I do want to do this again. Maybe even later today. I'm gonna slide in your inbox for this amount.
All right, sounds good, dog.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, bro.
Okay, we'll talk soon then. Thank you everyone for tapping in right now too. I'll probably finish the rest of my picks. I might do it on Instagram Live. I'll probably do another live stream on Instagram Live tonight. So thank you guys for tapping in. Thank you, Baby Hulk and Speak Easy for popping by. And yeah, I'll do a live stream on my Instagram again tonight I'll do these picks and I'll do some more picks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tapping in. Oops.